name is Jo, or Joanna, whatever you want to call me, and this is my booktube channel. So if you are new here, that is who I am. I'm a typical coffee-loving book addict who will always give a book a chance at least once. So welcome back to my channel. So if I do have some new subscribers here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a book tag just because I feel like I haven't done one in a while, and this is the Guilty Pleasures book tag, and I was tagged by the lovely Marissa Curtis, who, if you guys haven't checked her out, you really should. I will leave a link to her down below. I will also try to see if I can find the original book tag on this, whoever did it first. I'm not really exactly sure who did it first. And please forgive me if the lighting is a little bit harsh. I still haven't gotten myself an actual filming light. So I've kind of got like two, kind of like a lamp sitting over there with kind of like lights flashing at me. So I'm kind of hoping this light works. So I hope it's not too harsh, but we're going to go with it because, you know, I've got my lovely bookshelf right here in my living room. Before I go ahead and actually jump into this, I want to say this. So I do apologize for the lack of videos that I've been doing lately. To be honest with you, there's been a couple of things going on in my life that have needed my undivided attention. If you hear weird clicking, it's because Willow's wandering around. But anyway, so the thing is Edward had to have surgery. And if you guys are not sure who Edward is my husband. And he had to have some surgery done on his shoulder because he did something to his shoulder. We're not really sure what he even did. But he had to have surgery on his shoulder. So I've been mainly focusing on that surgery. And I've been focusing on all that. Like, he's had to go back to work. And so, you know, I've been focusing my time on him, so that I haven't really had much time to do a recording. So I am back, and I actually have decided that I'm going to try to post a video at least once a week. So if you guys don't hear from me as much as often, I'm going to be posting videos once a week, and it's going to be random. So I am going to be posting videos randomly once a week. I don't have an exact day I want to post videos, but I'm going to try to aim to have my videos up, we'll say by Wednesday. And if they're not by Wednesday, then maybe they'll be up by Saturday, because I'm picking up a second job and life is just getting a little chaotic for me. But I am still going to do this booktube channel because I'm having so much fun doing this, and I'm having fun reading my way through life, and I want to share that with you guys. So I actually have Miss Marissa's video up on my phone right now with the list of the prompts that are. So initially, in the end, we're spelling out guilty. So it's like this is the guilty pleasures tag. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in because I feel like I'm going to be talking a lot in this video. So let's start with G. And G is for goofy. A book that is not serious and you love it because it makes you laugh. And I'm going to be going through these, like, I haven't picked out any books in beforehand with this. So a book that is not serious and you love it because it made you laugh. Oh, wow. All right. That is a book that's serious that makes you laugh. All right, I think I'm going to go with this one. I think I'm going to go with the Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I have mentioned this on my channel before, but the whole entire series, it is meant to be kind of serious, but I found it's like, you know, just a girl talking about her life, and some of the situations that she dealt with as a little girl where her father, you know, it's just some of those moments were really funny, and it's just, I found myself chuckling and laughing reading back through the whole entire series. And I haven't fully read to the whole entire series again yet, but I am slowly working on that, and it is a work in progress. Next we have You, which is underrated. So Underrated, a book that you love even though it doesn't have great Amazon or Goodreads ratings. And I feel like for this one, I'm actually going to go with Fallen by Lauren Kate. I don't actually have a dust jacket for it, so that's why I'm not showing the actual book. But that's going to be Fallen by Lauren Kate. I feel like this gets so many bad reviews on Goodreads, and it gets so many bad reviews on Amazon. People say it's the worst book they ever read. Just absolutely horrible. But personally, I love this book. And I don't even understand really why it gets so many bad reviews. I have talked about this book before, so I'm not going to go into full detail on it, but go ahead and check it out on Goodreads if you feel like it might be a book that you like. But it's basically set in a boarding school. So you have this girl, follow this girl named Lucinda, or Luce is what she actually prefers to be called, and she ends up, my animals are going crazy, I'm so sorry. So it's actually set in a boarding school, and she ends up in this boarding school, and she ends up, you know, meeting this guy who is completely different from who he says he is, and it's just, I found it mind-blowing, to be honest with you. I really, honestly loved Fallen, and I just don't understand why it's so underrated. I mean, yeah, I can see it has its slow points. It is boring, but in the end, I absolutely loved this book, and so far I've been loving the series. I haven't actually fully finished the series yet, but I'm working on it. So next is Inconceivable for I, and a book that you love even though the premise is absolutely ridiculous. A book that I love even though the premise is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, wow. A book that I love is absolutely ridiculous. Do I even have one for that? Okay. I'm actually going to go with this one, and I think you guys might even actually laugh at this. And that is Mr. Popper's Penguins by Richard and Florence Atwater. The premise for this is just absolutely ridiculous, because it honestly, I feel like this could also fall into the category of goofy, because all of a sudden Mr. Popper like inherits like all these penguins, and it just made me laugh. And it was just in his, I think it was his uncle's or his father's will, he inherits all these penguins, and he doesn't know what to do with them, and he ends up naming them all, and then they become his pets, and then you know, the animal control gets involved, and it was just the premise, and it was just funny, it was just weird, it's funny, it's quirky, and it's adorable. And I laugh every time I actually think of this book now, because it was just wow. Just wow. And next we have Love, and that is a book with a simple, basic, ordinary romance that you connected to anyway. I'm going to go with Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer, only because this literally had the basic internet love, or the basic, like, you know, I'm going to fall in love with this person that I absolutely can't stand in real life. It's like, you know, like, it's the typical haters to lovers type story. And I loved this. I loved this so freaking much that I think this was actually one of my #1 reads of last year. And even though it didn't come out last year, but I read it last year, and it was my #1. Like, it was probably #2, but still, it was just absolutely amazing, and I would highly recommend this to anybody who hasn't read it yet. Okay, the next one is TV. A TV show that you love that even though everyone else says it's trashy. Oh God, there are so many TV shows that I love. Honestly, I would have to say for that TV show would be Once Upon a Time. And that actually, it recently ended like about a couple years ago. But everybody's like, oh, it's so typical, and, you know, I personally loved Once Upon a Time. And they do have it set in the state of Maine, in a town called Storybrooke, and fun fact, there is actually no town called Storybrooke in the state of Maine. It is a made-up town, but if you want to get technical, the actual place that they have that they're kind of like basing it on is actually a town that's near the coast of Maine. So I don't remember, I think I would say it was like Bar Harbor, I think they had it set at, which is actually not far from me, but You know, I don't go there often as I probably should, but anyway, I feel like that's kind of like more like where it's kind of set is like more closer to Bar Harbor. When everybody thinks of Maine, that's exactly what they think of. But newsflash, there is way more to the state of Maine than Bar Harbor, just so everybody's aware of that. Yeah, I absolutely loved Once Upon a Time. I loved the whole idea of it. I loved the concept of it. I thought it was a great series, and I absolutely loved the way it started. I loved the middle of it, and I loved the way it ended. And actually, I think I'm going to go back and rewatch Once Upon a Time because it was awesome. Lastly, we have Young, a book that you read as an adult and loved it even though it was targeted at somebody way younger than you. I'll actually go with a recent read that I had, and that is The Metropolitans by Carol Goodman. I recently did talk about this, I think, in my January wrap-up, and this was definitely a middle grade book, but I loved it. It was just, it's King Arthur meets World War II, like two things that I absolutely love in this world, and this was amazing. And I actually hoping I can dive into this again. I think there's actually another book to it maybe. I haven't really figured that out yet, but it was absolutely awesome. So that is the guilty pleasure tag for me, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I am going to tag a couple of people, and the one that I can think of that I will tag will be Break Even Books. I would love to see him do this tag. Also, I would love to see a Library of Elizabeth do this tag. She hasn't done any videos in a while, and I really do miss her, so I'm kind of hoping we can get her back into doing some videos. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more random content by me, because I am quirky, I am random, and I do random things. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.